The Samsung Galaxy S25 FE is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated devices in the company's lineup this year. Known for offering flagship-level features at a more affordable price, the Fan Edition series has carved out a loyal fan base. But with great value often come compromises, and in the case of the S25 FE, the chipset choice might be the key factor to watch. Traditionally, Samsung has used its in-house Exynos processors in Fan Edition models to keep costs down. It's part of how the company manages to offer premium specs without the premium price tag. For the Galaxy S25 FE, Samsung reportedly started production of a special version of the Exynos 2400, known as the Exynos 2400E, designed specifically for this model. This decision makes sense from both a cost and supply chain perspective, especially since using its own chipsets allows Samsung to generate additional revenue through Samsung Foundry. However, recent reports suggest that things might take a different turn. If Samsung isn't able to produce enough Exynos 2400E units to meet demand, the company might look elsewhere, and that's where MediaTek comes into the picture. According to the latest leak, Samsung is considering MediaTek's Dimensity 9400 as a backup option for the Galaxy S25 FE. Now here's where things get interesting. The Dimensity 9400 isn't just a substitute, it's actually a better chipset than the Exynos 2400E in terms of performance and efficiency. So if Samsung ends up using the Dimensity 9400, the Galaxy S25 FE could see an unexpected performance boost. Of course, Samsung's first choice remains the Exynos 2400E. That's the plan A. The company has every intention of using its own silicon for both cost savings and logistical simplicity. But if manufacturing bottlenecks arise, and Samsung can't produce enough chips to supply both the Galaxy S25 FE and the upcoming Galaxy Z Flip FE, which is also expected to use the Exynos 2400E, then the Dimensity 9400 will serve as the plan B. The possibility of a better chipset in a mid-range Galaxy device is certainly exciting, but at the same time, it poses a dilemma for Samsung. Using MediaTek's chip might improve the phone's overall performance, but it would come at a cost. First, it could cut into Samsung's margins, especially if the company still plans to sell the S25 FE at a similar price point. And second, it would reduce the revenue Samsung expects to earn through its chip-making division, Samsung Foundry. Despite all of this, there's no indication that Samsung will raise the price of the Galaxy S25 FE even if the Dimensity 9400 ends up inside the phone. That would be a huge win for consumers, getting a more powerful chipset without paying extra. But it would also be a bit of a strategic setback for Samsung, which prefers to rely on its own components whenever possible. At this point, we're still waiting on an official announcement. Samsung hasn't revealed the release date for the Galaxy S25 FE yet, but rumors suggest that it will arrive later this year. If the past release patterns are anything to go by, we might see the phone launch sometime in the fall. Whether the S25 FE ends up powered by the Exynos 2400E or the MediaTek Dimensity 9400, one thing is clear. Samsung is committed to delivering a strong value package with this device. And if the worst-case scenario actually results in a better chipset, this could be a rare situation where things not going according to plan turns out to be a win for the consumer. In any case, Samsung fans and tech enthusiasts alike will be watching closely. The Galaxy S25 FE could either be another solid entry in the Fan Edition line or an unexpectedly powerful mid-range contender, all depending on how Samsung's chipset production pans out in the coming months. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.